So today we have a 2021 R6 and I'm really excited. This bike is stupid clean. What we have right now is it's 100% stock, 100%. It's got a stock muffler, stock exhaust, stock air filter, stock chain and sprocket. It is stock. So all we're doing right now, we're gonna baseline it out. We have our RPM hookup, which is gonna give us our torque readout. And then we have the drum hooked up with the speed sensor, which is going to give us our horsepower reading. He's got a full grave system that we're actually going to install on this bike, and then we're actually going to flash the ECU and dyno tune it, and then we'll overlay the baseline with the final results with everything installed and all tuned and everything. So stick with us. We'll do a little pan around, look at the exhaust, check out the bike. It's really, really clean bike. This thing is beautiful. So here is the 2021 R6 baseline. We're at 98, almost 99 rear wheel horsepower with 41.5 foot-pounds of torque or so. Not a bad curve all in all. This is kind of what I expected to see. This falling off. This is where the velocity stacks. This is where the crossover is right here. The rest of it, yeah, it looks pretty standard R6, pretty good. I'm expecting some pretty major gains, probably about 10 horsepower, I'm guessing, with the tune. More than that. We'll probably see about 14, 15 horsepower between the exhaust, filter, and tune. So really excited to see what this is gonna do. Really stoked. We're gonna get this thing off the dyno. We're gonna start installing this exhaust system. We're gonna install the air filter. We have a few other little things that he wants installed as well, so we're gonna get all of that wrapped up. We're gonna get back on the dyno. Another thing we're gonna go over, the chain and sprocket. So this is something that we always do. So this chain is extremely loose. It doesn't really look like it's been cleaned, but it does look like it's been lubricated. It does look like he's spraying some stuff on here. But either way, what you get when you come through here, no matter what, we always clean up the chain. We re-lubricate it for you and we re-tension it so we get the tightness where it should be. This is way too loose. Way, way, way too loose. So we're gonna get this tensioned up. Where it should be. We're going to get it clean, lubricated. That comes with the ECU flashing and the dyno tuning. We do that no matter what. We always make sure that these are good to go. So we're going to install the exhaust now and the air filter, and the owner wants us to install a few more other little things. Once we get that all done, we'll put it back on the dyno and do some more runs, some more baseline runs with the new setup, and then we'll flash and tune it and see what it does. It's going to do good. It's going to do good. We just installed a full Graves titanium exhaust system here, and we installed a K&N air filter that the customer brought into us. Trying to see if I can get some, here we go. Look at that, they're beautiful. I'm very excited to burn these in. They always burn in real pretty. I don't know if you've seen our early videos or not, but on titanium exhaust systems, what you need to do is you need to wipe them down with WD-40 when you're all said and done, and it gives them a real clean finish. It gets rid of all those fingerprints, all those smudges. I'm trying to get in to see if you can see any more of the exhaust. But I always highly recommend that you wipe them down so that way you get rid of all those fingerprints, all those smudges, stuff like that. I'll give it one more wipe down just to be sure before I really start burning this thing in. So we're getting ready to run it. We're gonna warm this thing up. We're gonna do another baseline. I've already baselined the bike, and we're gonna overlay that when it was 100% stock. We got the privilege to run this bike when it had a full stock exhaust, stock air filter, everything was completely 100% stock. So we have that graph, and what we'll do is we'll overlay all three. So the baseline, the new baseline with all the parts installed, and then we'll do the final, you know, once the tune and the ECU flash and dyno tuning is all finished, we'll overlay all three of them so you could see all the differences and the different levels that it goes through. So really cool information, cool data, really excited. Stick with me. Let's warm this thing up and get it running. So we finally got done with the 2021 R6. This thing came out killer. I've gone ahead and overlaid all of the graphs so you can actually see how we started with the original baseline with a 100% stock motor, with the new baseline, which is with the Graves exhaust installed, and then the final numbers, which includes the full ECU flash and dyno tune done. So let's go over this real quick here. Okay, so as you can see, we started with only 98 horsepower. That's 98 wheel horsepower. That's measured at the wheel, okay? These aren't fluffed up numbers that you're gonna see online where they measure to the engine or brake horsepower, BHP. And all right, so we have 41.5 foot-pounds of torque here. So then the new baseline, which is with the full Graves exhaust, we got all the way up to 106. So think about that. We've gained 8 wheel horsepower just from swapping the exhaust. That's how restrictive it is. And then we picked up an additional about 2 foot-pounds of torque all in all. And as you can see here, so the green line is our baseline, 100% stock baseline. See how limited it is? It's so restrictive, especially up top. Even with just the exhaust slip-on put on, look how much power we picked up. I mean, we're picking up about 11 wheel horsepower. Here's another 10, 11, 12, 13. That's about 13 wheel right there. You know, we're adding quite a bit of power as we go further along here, and that's just with the exhaust swapped. So very impressive. Picked up, and even in the mid-range, look at the mid-range. We picked up power here. We went from 47 to 52 wheel just from the exhaust swap at 7,800 RPM. You know, let's target 8K so we can get this a little cleaner. So we're at 48 wheel horsepower, and then we jumped up to 53 just with the exhaust swapped. So we got 5 wheel gains in the mid-range from just swapping the exhaust. That's big.
That's what she said.
Then we went ahead and did all the tuning and everything, all the bells and whistles. We threw everything we could at it, and we ended with 112 wheel with 46 foot-pounds of torque. Now, if we go ahead and look at the baseline stock at 98 all the way up to 112, I mean, that's 14 wheel horsepower gain. That's about a 14, yeah, that's right around 14% on your rate of change. Now, again, I can't stress this enough. I've talked about this once, I'll talk about it again, I'll talk about it in many videos. I don't really care too much about the horsepower numbers, you know, the overall numbers and stuff like that. What really is important is that the dyno operator knows his dyno and he knows what an acceptable amount of power is for that particular bike and what it should make with the modifications that are done, okay? There's dynos out there that read high, there's dynos out there that read low. Mine reads on the lower side, just a little bit, it reads on the lower side of things, okay? I've had multiple tuners tell me across the United States about how my dyno reads low. I hear it all the time because they don't like running the bikes on here because they spit out some low numbers. But what is important is the actual difference in the rate of change. So as long as you're getting over that 6% rate of change, you want over 6%. Anything over 6% is gonna feel incredible. So we are well over that 6%. We're over double what's gonna be a noticeable change. So this bike's gonna be a rocket ship compared to what the owner is actually used to. So if we, again, let's go back to our stock line. We're at 91 wheel. This is at 12,800 RPM. We started at 91 wheel horsepower. We ended at 105 here at 12,800 RPM. That is a gain of, again, 14 wheel horsepower up top. Massive gains, massive gains. 97 to 112, 3. You can get that's 15 wheel. I mean, we can keep going. It's just gonna keep. Every time we check, it's gonna be around 14 to 15 wheel. That's massive jump. Let's see right here. Let's go to the mid-range. We'll go back to 8K. We started again, remember, at 48 wheel horsepower at 8,000 RPM, and we're ending at basically 57. We'll round up more 0.03. We ended at 57 wheel horsepower right there. So that's the difference of 2, 9. We're at 9 wheel gain at 8,000 RPM. 9 wheel around there, you double it basically since we're about half. So you're gonna be at around 18% rate of change. Again, massive, that's what she said. Changes, huge changes. This is, again, starting from stock to installing the exhaust to tuning it with the exhaust. Oh, and there's also an air filter that does add a couple of horsepower, like 1 or 2. So doing all of these things with the tune makes the bike just that much more responsive. Now, if you want to compare with the exhaust installed already, we were at 53 horsepower, we were at 53 horsepower, we jumped up to 56. So we gained an additional 3 wheel there. Again, we're about halfway, so we can double it safely. So again, we're right around that 6% rate of change, which again is very noticeable. You're going to feel that difference. Absolutely, you're gonna feel it. Again, we'll take another point here at 10,000 RPM. We were at 80 wheel, we're at 85, 5 wheel. We're a little higher in the RPM. Yeah, again, we're around that 6-7% threshold. Again, it's like I said, no matter where we target here, it's gonna be a very noticeable difference. Again, here we're at 12,000 RPM. We went from 98 to 104. That's 6 wheel gain. Again, we're right around that 6%. As long as we're hitting 6% or more, I'm happy. I could care less. It's gonna make good power. The owner's gonna feel it and he's gonna love it. I really hope that you got some information and some value based out of this video. I hope I was able to show you something, especially if you were thinking about purchasing a Graves exhaust or just a full system in general. I hope I shed some light on that, and I hope you learned something from this video. So if you can, I'd greatly appreciate it if you gave us a like, a comment, subscribe to the channel. We got a bunch of cool shit coming in, including this right here. Got a little sneak preview here. This is a 2023 Ducati V2 that we've been messing with for the last couple of days. We got it all kind of torn apart right now and all hooked up. Got all these sensors running out from it right now, trying to get some good testing. But anyway, we got a bunch of Ducati stuff, some BMW stuff. more Kawasaki, more Yamaha, more Suzuki stuff coming in. So, and if you can, we also have previous videos that also are very informative about dyno tuning and ECU flashing, and where we compare exhaust and air filters. If you guys want to go through those videos and just check them out and see if you can learn anything off of those, be my guest. Again, leave comments, likes, and please subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot, especially our young up-and-coming YouTubers. So it would help us out a lot. It would help me out a lot, and I really appreciate it. So thank you guys, and we'll see you again on the next episode, all right?